and noses. When you have a mass grave covered and internal gases build up, you pop. Yeah. And all that blood has to go somewhere. So when they would open these mass graves to bury more dead and discover blood coming from their mouths, they naturally assumed that it was vampires eating the flesh of the dead.
Naturally.
That's my first fucking thought.
Naturally. It can only be vampires.
Only. To keep these vampires from feeding, they stuffed a rock into their mouths. I think the idea is that they couldn't get it out and then they couldn't actually open and close their mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was the only logic I could come up with that. But I was like, oh, fucking okay, whatever floats your boat. During the time of Napoleon Bonaparte's reign over Poveglia, he stored weapons there. Eventually it was discovered, which led to several small battles on the island, upping Poveglia's death toll. I had no idea. I knew adjacently about this. I didn't know Napoleon Bonaparte kind of took it over for a while. So that was fun. And he's actually not as short as people think he was. He was honestly average height. And the whole Napoleon complex, tiny little man, is anti-Napoleon propaganda.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Fun facts about history with Ash. In 1922, the buildings that were there were converted for use as an asylum/mental hospital. Later, it was changed to a nursing home.
What? Okay.
But that wasn't until the 1970s.
Oh, okay.
During its time as an asylum, things went just about as you would expect. What do you expect? I want one opinion. Or
horribly.
There you go. Nothing but cases of torture and mistreatment and neglect. Reports of lobotomies against a patient's will with no anesthesia or anything.
Oh,
in fucking
I want a lobotomy.
Live, laugh, lobotomy. I will learn how to needlepoint just to make that.
Yes.
Put it in our front. I almost sang this next line. That's why I had to pause so long.
I was like, what are you doing?
Reset my brain. As the stories go, he would use hammers and chisels, and big surprise, like I said, no anesthesia. I'm going to give you a hint. Hammers and chisels are not the appropriate tools for a lobotomy.
I wouldn't think they are, but you know.
I mean, it's the 20s. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
And he also didn't use clean instruments.
Naturally.
Fucking shocker.
Sounds about right.
The rest of the story goes that he would take special patients to the bell tower of the hospital where he would unleash his most sadistic and inhumane torture.
What do we mean about special?
Basically patients that he decided, oh yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Just
so special to him.
It's very, we just rewatched it a couple months ago. Sucker Punch. Very Sucker Punch.
Okay.
Inhumane torture, treatments on them. Their screams could be heard across the island. You get what you put into the world, and eventually the doctor fully slipped into insanity, driven there by the ghosts of his own victims. This is the story that's told.
Okay.
I'm just reiterating it in my own words. Kind of. And those who passed on the island's tragic history. He climbed the bell tower and hurled himself from it, ending his life. But of course, there are other versions of his death. Like he was pushed by a patient or by an angry spirit from the bell tower. Legend says that a nurse did see him fall and that he initially did survive it, but a mist surrounded him and choked him to death. I'm guessing it is an implication of ghosts.
Yeah, that's what I was gathering there.
Yet another says he was taken by the lobotomized patients and bricked him into the walls of the tower. Another says he was only placed in there after he had died.
So we don't know.
No.
No, we're still talking about Napoleon?
No, not Napoleon. That was a 2-second he added more death toll to the island.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is the 1920s asylum hospital.
Oh, okay.
Thing. Like I said, the island was used as a mental hospital, which remained open and in use until 1968. And then it was like a nursing home for homeless women in from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing for a short stint. That's kind of the cutest thing about it. Oh, yay. I'm sorry that you're on this shitty fucking haunted ass island in the middle of the ocean. But also, I'm glad you have somewhere to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least you have a roof over your head, dear. I'm really trying to be optimistic.
Right.
Today, it is illegal to visit the island of Poveglia. Yes.
Wow.
It is illegal. No one inhabits it. It sits in its own solitude, secrets and stories untold. This
Hey.
really... What?
Do you want to go visit the island?
You can be actually jailed. If you get caught, arrested and imprisoned.
I don't give a fuck about no bitch.
Okay, hold on. Let me get through this really
Okay.
quick because that'll come up in a minute.
Okay.
This really doesn't stop some of the more extreme thrill seekers from procuring a legal passage to the island. If you find someone with a boat who is fucking ballsy enough, they can, in fact, technically drive you, out to the island. You pay them. Doesn't mean that they're going to fucking stay to pick you back up.
Yeah.
Or even come back to pick you up. And if you get caught, you will be put in prison. When they do, they all report consistently the feeling of being watched all over the island. Others have reported being scratched, pushed into walls, or even chased down hallways.
Okay, so that building is still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the buildings are still there,
probably,
pretty much.
and
Yeah.
Falling apart, yeah.
There are also reports of shadows on the walls moving as if they were living people following visitors through buildings. Yes. In total, there are around 100,000 dead buried on the island.
Jesus, fuck.
With this many burials, human bones continually wash up on the beaches.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's a rumor, but some speculate that the very dirt on the island is only half dirt and the other 50% is human ash.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yep. All right. Blah, this part. If you're interested, you and can stomach the over-the-top, absolutely nauseating drama fest, Bagel Bites did actually film an episode of Ghost Adventures there in 2009, season 3, episode 3. He did actually get a written pass from the Italian government to do this.
For those who aren't familiar,
Zach fucking Baggins.
there we go. That's who she means when she says bagel bites.
It stuck with me from Christine and that's why we drink.
Clink.
And they're so great. They're so goddamn great. Based on the trailer I could watch for free, I will never willingly give Bagel Bites my money. Not one goddamn red cent. This is verbatim from what I fucking wrote. I'm not even kidding you.
I have watched Ghost Adventures one time. It's not impressive.
It's not.
It's not.
He stands
good.
around being a fucking Chad.
tool bag.
And the minute that, like, the house or whatever he's in, like, it's literally settling. It's literally just creaking and settling. He's like, oh, what's that? Like, and shits his fucking little girl panties.
Yeah. It's all, yeah. You watch that show and it feels 100% scripted.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Now you watch Taps, and that's fucking fascinating with
So
how
good.
scientific they break it down.
Mhm.
And let's rule out everything else first. It's amazing. They do their due diligence.
Yeah, Ghost Hunters was definitely
The fucking pinnacle. Yes.
that was the better of all of the paranormal shows out there.
From the moment, well, really from the first seconds of the episode, the cast, Zach, are having an absolute meltdown over visiting the island, as if they didn't fucking sign up for this and it isn't their everyday job. And another weird fact, this has nothing to do with Bagel Bites, thank you, Jesus. But this is fucking interesting that I learned the other day, last week. Another weird fact, scientists are discovering the impact on the human population as a whole, as far as disease still. Recently, scientists excavated and tested the DNA of mass graves from across Europe known to have been impacted by the bubonic plague. They tested remains from known plague burial pits, those who had died without ever having had the plague, and those who were recorded to have contracted the bubonic plague and survived. The result is fucking wild. Those who contracted, are you ready? I want you to put this together. Those who contracted the bubonic plague and survived had DNA markers for autoimmune diseases such as celiac, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis. Epidemics and pandemics have a much bigger impact on both society and humanity as a whole than we ever thought. In today's world, we're already seeing these after effects from COVID-19. More people are testing positive than ever for type 1 diabetes.
Yes, I did read about that.
And the impact can last for up to 700 years.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking wild.
What doesn't make sense to me about that, the type 1 diabetes thing linked to COVID-19, is like COVID's a respiratory thing. So how? I don't understand.
It all depends on what it sets off within your body.
Hmm.
It's all genomes and DNA and turning stuff on and off your body's response to it. So that's the fucking craziest thing.
Yeah.
I think here's what I wish you would have commented on for that, but you didn't. You went for the COVID one instead of the bubonic plague one. The fact that they all had markers. Those that survived and then passed on their DNA all had markers for autoimmune diseases. Mm-hmm. They fucking survived a plague and had markers for autoimmune diseases. And there was such a boom of us understanding it and what it is. Yeah. But there's been such a boom of people having Crohn's, colitis, celiac, gluten intolerance, and all kinds of shit. So it's fucking wild to think at what point in our history, you know what I'm saying?
I still think
some people do it just for the fucking trend. Yes. But the genuine cases.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you.
Like I have 2 in my family. My one cousin has Crohn's.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
And then my sister has
all 3.
All 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like it's fucking crazy to think. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where did lactose intolerance come from? Who survived what? That now you have your tummy gets rumbly and you get the Hershey squirts to milk. Like it's fucking crazy.
That is weird.
So what'd you think of Poveglia Island as a whole?
On the whole, I feel Preparation H feels good.
Thank you. Yes. I'd love some chocolate ass cream, you asshole.
Scotty don't.
Scotty nepa.
I thought it was interesting. Mm-hmm. Actually, I didn't know any of that.
None of it?
None of it.
None of it.
I've never looked into it. Never really knew about it. I'd heard the words, Poveglia Island, but but
the day that Austin Powers isn't relevant in my life is the day that you need to bury me
on the island.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alive.
No.
Yeah.
That's stop. Claustrophobia is my biggest fear. I don't like that.
I know. That's why you won't watch Buried with me.
Oh, no. I had a fucking anxiety attack 10 minutes in.
Not even. It was 4 minutes into the movie.
Didn't like that
I don't even
shit.
think the credits were done yet.
Probably not. Didn't like it. No, thank you. Hard no.
But no, that's interesting. Jesus, over 100,000 bodies.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's speculated.
Well, it's speculated.
And I say that because you're not going to get an exact
You're not going to get an exact number at this point, no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't think they were keeping death certificates for these people?
No.
No.
I almost said from out-of-towners. I meant like ships passing through. Like, you would have better luck checking their manifests.
Yeah.
If you could find a record of every ship that passed through Poveglia.
Checking their what?
I fucking wish you wouldn't have noticed that. I thought about it and I hate that show.
It's a good show.
Josh Dallas should be embarrassed. No, he was almost part of the MCU.
That's the only work he's doing right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Once Upon a Time is over.
Yeah. Wait, who was he going to be in the MCU?
Who was he up for? No. He was in the first Thor movie. He was the one blonde guy with the funny mustache and Zachary Levi. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, and Zachary Levi replaced him.
Yes.
Zachary Levi has also been in both the DC universe and the MCU.
I don't give a fuck about DC.
He was Shazam.
Don't you mean Kazam?
No, that's an entirely different fucking thing, my guy, and I don't have the brain capacity to break that down.
But no, that's interesting.
Oh, no, he's not the only one. Because Ryan Reynolds fucked up and did Green Lantern before he became Deadpool.
Oh, fuck.
Never mind.
Awful movie.
I'm going to go check the overlap on that later.
Awful movie.
Listen, even Ryan Reynolds hates that movie.
What was the one? It was the Green something that Seth Rogen did?
The Green Hornet.
Thank you.
I liked it, but I like Seth Rogen humor. Dad was disappointed, but that's because he grew up watching the Green Hornet. Mm. So, like, I was like, hey, this is a fun take on it. And Dad was like, he fucking ruined it. Daddy, no, I love him. This is great.
But anyway, I think
and John Cho.
Oh, yeah. I think that about covers it for this episode of Hauntings, Homicide, and Hearsay. Again, my apologies. You get 3 episodes this week because I done fucked up. So
You're just literally talking to Jenna and Cody.
yeah, well, they're the only ones that
In case